For this video, I'm going to take you for a tour of the Coal Transportation Museum located in Bangor, Maine. So today I'm in one of the most scenic states in the entire country, which is Maine. A lot of people don't realize it, but Maine has one of the lowest population densities in the entire country. It's a very large state, but there's only 1.5 million people living in it. 89% of the state is still in its natural form. They don't have things like urban sprawl, and you really don't see like traffic jams or anything like that, even in the major towns up here like Bangor or Portland. So I'm walking around the absolutely massive Coal Transportation Museum here in Bangor. And I gotta tell you, this is one of the most impressive museums I've ever been to if you're into trucks. And they're not just limited to tractor trailers. They've got a lot of trains and classic cars and snow plows and motorcycles. It's a very random collection. Somebody probably who is just a hoarder of different vehicles and stuff, but in a good way. I mean, it's a great collection of unique pieces for sure. Now, before you jump in your car and drive to Bangor to see this amazing place, realize, like a lot of attractions in Maine, this place isn't open year-round. It's basically open from April to the middle of November, and then it closes down for the cold season. Because, let's face it, up here in Maine, the snow is no joke, and they clearly close the museum when the roads get all icy around here. So this particular museum is actually broken up into several themed sections. In the back of the museum is the railroad section. Then they've got the farm place with all the agricultural vehicles. There's a fire engine lane, which obviously has all the pumpers and ladder trucks for the local fire companies like Presque Isle. They've got a motorcycle and bicycle section, snowplow alley, and they've also got the Coal Express area, which is basically the family that owns this particular museum actually runs a trucking company, Coal Express. There's also a Veterans Memorial here, as well as a railroad depot all the way in the back left corner of the museum. This is definitely one of the largest transportation museums that I've ever visited, and clearly the largest one here in the state of Maine. This is also one of the most affordable museums I've ever visited. Adult admission is just $7. You can get a discount if you have AAA. That'll drop you down to $6. And if you are a member of the military or a senior citizen, then admission is just $5. Anyone 19 years or younger is free as well. So the fact that you can get free admission for children makes this an excellent family activity. It really does. Some of the highlights for this museum for me were the Tucker Snowcat. I had seen some of the Tucker vehicles highlighted in the Tucker, A Man in His Dream movie, but I've never seen a snowcat in person. So I guess I finally got the snowcat off my bucket list of things to see. I'm a big fan of old Mack trucks, and they've got quite a few nicely restored Mack trucks here inside the museum. Overall, they have about 200 vehicles on display. There were multiple memorials dedicated to veterans here at the museum. There's a World War II Veterans Memorial, a Vietnam Veterans Memorial, a Maine Korean Veterans Memorial, and the Maine Military Order of the Purple Heart Memorial. Most of those bigger displays are outside. The World War II one, I believe, was inside the museum itself. I'm not going to try to talk through the entire 20-minute video. I'm just going to play some music for the second half. If you want to see a full walking tour of this museum, it's directly at the end of this video, and you can just jump to that chapter where I do a full walk from one side of the museum to the other. But for the bottom line on this particular museum is I highly recommend it. If you are a fan of transportation museums as much as I am, you're going to love the place. They don't have a lot of trains per se. They just have the one locomotive with a couple freight cars parked across the back, and that's about it. If you're coming to see vintage cars, you might be disappointed, especially if you're looking for muscle cars. They don't seem to have any of those. This place is focused on trucks, tractor trailers, and snow plows and fire engines and lots and lots of trucks. That's definitely their focus and what they have the most of. And if you are looking for those type of vehicles, you will absolutely love this place.